What happened when you risked your life for a stranger? This woman, Naomi, approached me at the coffee shop where I was working on my laptop and slipped me $300 to sit at a nearby table while she broke up with her boyfriend, Jeremy. She said she needed a witness in case things went bad because Jeremy had a temper, and she was scared to do it alone. Naomi explained that Jeremy had never hit her. But he'd punched walls, thrown phones, and once drove his car through his ex's garage door when she'd ended things. She'd been trying to leave for months, but every time she tried, he'd explode, and she'd back down. She picked this restaurant because it was public enough that he couldn't completely lose it, but quiet enough that I could intervene if needed. All I had to do was sit one table over, pretend to work on my laptop, and call 911 if Jeremy got violent. He'd completely alienated her from all her friends, so there was no one else she could ask. She promised he'd be there at noon, and it would be over by 12:30. I needed the money and figured nothing too bad could happen in a crowded restaurant. Jeremy arrived 5 minutes late. He was bigger than I expected, the kind of guy who had veins visible in his forehead even when calm. He kissed Naomi, and she turned her cheek, the first sign something was wrong. I opened my laptop and pretended to type while positioning myself so I could see them in my screen's reflection. Naomi started talking in this measured voice she'd probably practiced 100 times, and my stomach tightened knowing what was coming. At first, Jeremy laughed like she was joking. But when she kept going, his smile froze, then disappeared completely. He reached across the table and grabbed her wrist, not hard enough to make her cry out, but I could see her hand turning red. "You're not serious," he said, loud enough that the couple next to them looked over. Naomi pulled her hand back and kept talking, saying something about different paths, and Jeremy's jaw started doing this twitching thing. I found myself gripping my phone harder, ready to move if he grabbed her again. The waiter came to take their order, and Jeremy ordered for both of them without asking her, his voice totally normal, like they weren't in the middle of a breakup. The fake normality made my skin crawl because I could see his knuckles were white where he gripped the menu. As soon as the waiter left, he leaned forward and started talking fast and low, and I could only catch pieces. 3 years, everything I've done, you can't just. His hands were moving wildly, and he knocked over the salt shaker, then the pepper, then his water glass. The busboy rushed over to clean up, and Jeremy smiled at him, thanked him, then went right back to that intense whisper. The rapid mood switch scared me more than if he'd just stayed angry. Naomi tried to stand up, but Jeremy grabbed her arm and pulled her back down, still smiling like they were having a normal conversation.